Hey everybody, hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm live, and I'm trying it with the speaker microphone again. So please let me know if you can hear me well. I am gonna have to say refresh here in the chat. Tonight I'm gonna be talking about sports cards. I do have other things on my mind right now, but I'm going to do the sports cards first. So we may go a little while past the hour or further, depending on how things go and how long it takes me to show you what I have. But what I wanted to say about sports cards, there are a lot of posts in the groups, or there have been, asking about what to do with sports cards. And first thing a lot of people are saying is burn them or give them away. That is not always the best policy. And I say that because you may have a page and a card that is an error card that might be so it might be worth more money than 10 cents or the going rate for a what they call a common card. There are common cards, rookie cards, star cards. It depends on where you're looking, what they call them. For example, I will be showing you a couple of sites that have the magazines that you can look at your cards from. And I will also be showing you on eBay, Bonanza, Amazon, and at no, I didn't even pull up Etsy, but I got 3 sites to compare the cards for you. There are besides the big four. There's also baseball, basketball, hockey, and football. There is also non-sports cards, or in some cases, wrestling. Now has cards out as well. So depending on what you're looking at, you may have something special, and you may not. Cards from the 80s and early 90s were definitely overproduced, but that doesn't mean there aren't any good cards in those areas. So, with that being started, I'm not seeing any questions yet, so I will start my screen share and show you what I need to show you and go from there. Okay. Entire screen share. Okay. Please let me know when you see what I'm going to show you. I will be looking at it. Here's a hey, the crazy card. Hey, Matt, there's the guy I wanted to have on with me, but I didn't ask him in time. He's into sports cards, Holland Hobbies. But just on eBay alone, I just typed in the word sports cards, as you can see here. Gigantic estate find of vintage sports cards with old unopened packs. So they have 300 cards per lot. And they're telling you star names, Mantle, Ruth, and Jordan. At $16.99, they've already sold 463. There's 17 people watching this one for $149.99. Lot game used auto patch rookie refresher. These are all newer cards, late 90s, early 2000s, or even late 2000s. Let's take a look. So I can explain what these are. So there's 18 people watching. That's how much all the different cards can look like. There are refractors, as I don't have any of those on with me, so I can't do actual card showing. I only have one card here right now, and that's Derek Jeter rookie card. And that's because I actually bought it on eBay for $1 or something, and I just wanted it. So see, there's another special card. There's with the basketball season ending right now in the finals. There's a Stephen Curry card. So there's even some that have college. This is when he was in college, just Glenn Robinson. The SP means it's upper deck short print. So see, some of these cards I don't even know what they are because I haven't been really into it like I used to be. So but they're giving you a mix of all the different sports. See, there's a Larry Bird card from Fleer, which is an older company. There are new companies, a new company out. The old card companies used to be, well, I shouldn't say used to be, Upper Deck, Tops, and um, Fleer and Dunruss. Now you have one called Peony. So hopefully I'll be able to sign some of those for you. But see, that's it. This is a 17 years worth of. Oh wait, Kyle got now for 17 plus years, so that seller's been selling them for a while. SPX is another special card. There's a signature, and it is got numbered. So what everybody is talking about on all these other different products, on that product items that you might collect that has numbered like pottery, cards do the same thing. Now, mind you, this is an active listing, 2 views per hour. And there's 18 watching at $149.99. So, let's see, back to the other. Now, mind you, these are all the actives. I just typed, like I said, I just typed in sports cards. Here you can see Beckett, BCCG, or BGCS. There are also ones, these are what are graded cards. I don't know exactly what the BCCG means. I did not actually look into that. So it's Premier graded cards. See, there you go, starting at 9 cents. 99 cents, no reserves. Or at least that's a site, that's probably a promoted listing site one. But here's a 99 cent limited sports sudden impact. Derek Jeter rookie card at $5. They were rated at an 8 of a 10. Here's a Landsman Sports deck. Lou Gehrig. See, that's a company I didn't even heard of. And I was born in 74, so I may not know most of the Yoda ones. But they want 69 for this one. Here's $24.95. Damian Lillard, who just came out recently, a couple years ago. This is his rookie card, signed. Supposed to go 10, and this is numbered to 25. That's what that 25 means. $132. So when you hear people say there's no money in cards, it's not the truth. So I'm planning, as you know, I'm noticing I'm going myself tonight. Chris was going to be with me, and things came up, and he had to run to his wife, so he cannot come to me. Catch your questions if you have any. I have not specified down into any sports or conditions yet. Here's see you got 17 graded at 10, 9. It's got 5 of them, 8 and 2, and then others are not specified. You got modern, which is 1981 to now, post World War II, from 1942 to 1980, and not specified. Oh, let's see. Let's go to manufacturer. See, let's see. That's Classic and Tops, which Classic was a college card company. $24.95, $89.99. Mayan William rookie. What? See, and Mr. Alex Rodriguez, $8. And I know Matt made a comment. Sorry, in the about grading in the card companies. That's what I was trying to show you right here. This is Beckett.com. It's a card. You can get the the magazines at the stores. But it costs you some money to get. But they cover online price guide. See, for all the sports, non-sports, diecast wrestling. You got Android apps. And then you got the duos. You can get more than one. So, whatever that is. So here's the newest, one of the newest companies, Panini. If I'm even pronouncing that right. First racing cards. So there you go. There's going to be a. This site will tell you a little bit more about what's going on. Another site that you can use is toughstuff.com. It also covers a lot of things. Home, the news, the price guides, and they limited edition collectibles, figures. You got events, so if you have, well, I don't know about the option, but if you got card release calendar, so if you're into collecting cards, you collect that, click on there, and it will tell you when their cards are coming out. So let's see, right about 11/2, Topps Mayo Football, whatever that will be coming out. So that's, you got all the summer, you got to wait for things to come out. They, all November and December, they're going to be coming out. Let me see if there's any questions. Oh, that, Sally, I see you said you don't have any sports cards, but you have Magic the Gathering and DC comic cards. And like I showed you, that this one, I don't know if it does non-sport cards. I don't think so. But you can go to the Beckett.com that I showed you about, and they'll have all the sports and non-sport cards out there. See, they got wrestling. You can browse. You get non-sports. There's your Magic the Gathering. Browse now. I know it's supposed to be about sports cards, but we all there's. So see this, but you have to. This you do have to pay for. I did not realize that when I first signed up for it. It was a free site that I was using, so that's why I suggest using the book if you can, because that's even for 12 months on the web. You got to pay $89. Web and an app is $151.12, and that's with on sale. So, Matt made a comment. You can grade cards through different card grading services. PSA, BGS. Those are the two big companies. Oh, Matt, you willing to come on? I'll send you the link. Just give me a few seconds. I'll sign back into Facebook and send you the link. I'll stop sharing while I do that. Sorry, guys. I will get back to you in a quick second here. I'm sorry that I'm going to send him the link to the show, and then I will get back to you. Sent you the link, Matt. Okay, well, now I'm going to get back off Facebook. While Matt comes in, now I'll get back to what I was doing. Matt, let me know if you can get. If I don't hear you come in, let me know if you can get in or not. No. Oh, let's see. Swamp said he has 5,000 cards, quest cards that he needs to get rid of, and he only paid $5. This is what I'm trying to show. Okay, we'll go back to my screen share while I'm waiting for Matt. Here we are on eBay. I can show you. Okay, I'll put us. Okay, 1995. Let's see what we do. Come up with. It's still under that classic thing, so I didn't change it. 909. And now let's see. We'll do the completed unsold listings, so you guys can. A Derek Jeter 1992 Classic 4, grade 10 for $15.95. Here's another one for $14.95. And 2 months apart. I'm sure it's the same card. I don't know. Let's see. Let's take off the. No, I don't want. Let's take that off and take the graded off. And okay, so say you get there's no one 1995 score set of 8 pucks. See, they even got pucks instead of cards. They got different things from Canada. Okay, I heard something. Alex Rodriguez get 99 cents, $3.95, $4.09, $7. Well, let's see. Let's do one of these highest first. There's Dale Earnhardt Auto, number up to 635, number 161, 9 min, rated at 9 min, $152.50. Now it's on that PWWC options that we saw at the beginning. 149 for Warren Sapp, rookie card. So you never know. See, Marilyn Monroe cards. Hey there, Deb. Let's see. Let's see. And Owen Wolf is here. Swamp. Brian. Let's see. Hopefully Matt's not having problems coming in. And guess that I spoke his name. Owen Wolf is here. Swamp. Brian. Hey there, Matt. He's not having problems coming in.
Sorry.
And okay. Guess that I spoke his name.
Trying to. Been a while since I've been in one of these.
That's right. Well, I appreciate you coming in to help me with this. I mean, I thought I was going to be more prepared than I was.
No, that's no problem. How's everybody doing? It's been a long time.
Well, what can you tell us about your knowledge in sports cards while I stop the sharing for now, so everybody can get to see you? And
well, I have been collecting sports card ever since I was probably 6 or 7 years old, so quite a long time. And I've been it's been probably real hobby and passion ever since I was a kid. So I primarily focus on baseball cards, and as I've gotten older, um, more vintage. And you got to be careful because they'll put vintage on sports cards now on eBay, which means 80s and 90s, which that's when the popularity boom for sports cards really kind of took off, was in the 80s and 90s, and they started mass producing them. And so the value kind of fell in the 80s and 90s. There are exceptions, but overall, the value really fell in the 90s. So I kind of focus on cards pre-1980. That's when before they really started mass producing them. And you got to be careful when you're going on eBay and looking up cards to buy, because they'll put vintage, and a lot of times they'll say 80s and 90s, and people think that's vintage, but that's when they really started mass producing the cards, and the values kind of fell out of the bottom unless you have a superstar rookie. I'm trying to think, and even then, like a Mark McGwire rookie back in the day when he was hot, might have been $80, and then obviously he went through the stigma that he caught with the supposed steroid abuse and all that kind of stuff, and I think his rookie card's only $20 now, which is still a good find if you find it in a Goodwill or a thrift store for a reasonable price. But the really expensive ones are primarily going to be pre-1980, but with the modern cards, there are still some really expensive modern cards, and I can't speak real in depth on them because, like I said, my focus is pre-1980. But I know now they'll make really rare modern cards like signature cuts, where it has the person's actual autograph in there that's authenticated by the card company on the back of the card. They'll have relic back cards from like Babe Ruth. Obviously, that's going to be worth a lot of money. But those are really rare inserts into packs of cards. And to buy a pack of those cards, you're usually going to be paying some money, and you're not going to find them that often. Your chances are better if you really want one of those cards just to go on eBay and find a good deal and paying the price for it. So I can talk about this and ramble on for hours. So if you guys have any questions, just let me know.
Well, I know that from what I've been, like you, I used to collect cards when I was younger. I went to when I moved to college. There was a card shop there, and I got to the point where the owner was starting to have me go behind the counter to help him work, even though I wasn't getting paid to do it.
Right. Yeah, it's fun. That would be my dream job. Would be to sell baseball cards if I knew I could make a living at it. But obviously, that's a kind of, it's a reselling too, and a lot of that now is even the brick and mortar card dealers. They even will tell you that most of their business is online now, just like what we do.
And I also know that I don't know if it's Panini, but I know there's a lot of different groups, companies that are coming up with one card per pack type of things where you're paying $100.
Right.
For one
on a
card.
Chance of getting.
You don't even know what you're going to get. Oh, go ahead.
Guaranteed relic card or a guaranteed signature card, but you still don't know what you're going to get. You might get something that's not worth $100, or you may get the holy grail of say a Mickey Mantle signature cut or something that's worth $600 or $700. You just never know.
If you don't mind, I'm going to go back to do a quick screen share because I wanted to show that yes, we're talking about eBay, but you can also go to Amazon and get the cards.
Yes.
So see right there, football cards and old sealed wide packs for new collectors. Buy Topps for $7.10 when it was $24.95 prime until the 10th.
Right, and you got to really look at what you're buying there. I'm looking, it's really small, but it looks like it's pretty much what I was talking about. Maybe a couple 80s packs, some 90s packs, and early 2000s packs, wax packs, and it's basically going to be their base set packs. So you're probably really not going to, even the most expensive card in that set isn't going to be a killer price.
Well, here's a basketball Panini complete trading card set, Beard box.
Right.
for 1066, and that's new. So you don't even know what you're gonna, unless you don't really know what you're doing. You're gonna not know exactly what's in this. You're getting in this set until you open it, or at least look in the box.
Right. There's people that really are into that. That's the kick that they get out of collecting. Is that's the thrill they get, is not knowing what they're actually going to get. And it's called box breaking, and people really get into that. And it's not my thing, even though I have bought some sealed wax packs boxes and stuff like that. If I'm get a good deal on something where I'm looking for somebody's rookie card, like a 1989 Upper Deck, I came across a couple sealed boxes of those in baseball at a garage sale, and we know that Ken Griffey Jr. rookies is one of the iconic cards in baseball collecting, and it's in that set. And I think it books $80 high book, but yeah, I just wanted the thrill of it, and I think I paid about $60 for the box, and I ended up pulling 3 of those Ken Griffey Jr. rookies out of it. And the good thing about that is, if you're pulling it out of a sealed box, it's still in a pack. Your chances, if you get one, that it could be a gradable condition card, which if you wanted to pay and get it graded through one of those grading services such as PSA or Beckett, that could substantially increase the value of the card, depending on if you get a really high grade, if you're looking to resell it, or if you just like collecting graded cards.
And here's for if you got might even be into collecting cards, or you want to, if you go to a yard sale or something, or if you're going to have one, you can use these page protectors for like a binder, and you can put your cards in there.
Yep.
The better protection you have for your cards, the better.
Yes. If you have some really expensive cards, they make the acrylic holders, and they make them in different thicknesses. The standard is just a top loader, acrylic top loader. You can get a pack of those for fairly cheap. I think like $3 for a pack of 10. And if you have a really expensive card that's several hundred, you can get 1/4-inch thick acrylic holders that have screw downs, magnetic holds, stuff like that you can drop it on whatever, and it's not going to hurt the card.
Well, ironically, we're talking about rookie cards. You get Jim Brown, Gale Sayers, O.J. Simpson, not that you really want him, Barry Sanders, Walter Payton, Larry Zonka, all great running backs for a whole $22 shipped. By Topps.
Where's that at?
That's on Amazon.
I would question that. Is it reprint?
Oh, let's find out. It says, yep, yeah. Reprint.
You have to be real careful with that. They'll hide that in the descriptions. That's one of the.
I didn't really click the whole link, so but even the reprints might bring you a little bit of money, not necessarily. I don't know how they go nowadays, because like I said, that's one of the things that side things that they used to do on, like you said, with the refractors and stuff like that. That's another thing. Some of the card companies were starting to go back to the old way of doing what the cards looked like, just to give you something special.
Yeah, like if you wanted to frame it and put it on a wall, but you want to pay a price for it, but you just thought the card was neat, like in a man cave or something like that, you can buy a reprint for a couple bucks. Versus that, if you had a Walter Payton rookie, I believe it's probably worth about 120 or 150 or so by itself. So you got to be careful with that on eBay. A lot of times they'll put like a Mickey Mantle that looks like the original card, and then they'll hide reprint down either in the description, or they'll just put RP and stuff like that, and they'll put an outrageous price. And I just think that's kind of.
Well, here's a couple of questions, Matt. One's from the Crazy Card. He wants to know: have you found it worth getting cards graded?
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
The Crazy Card wanted to know: have you found it worth getting cards graded?
Sometimes, yeah. Like I said, if you pull I have a 1960 Warren Spahn, 1960 Topps Warren Spahn. And a lot of people don't know who Warren Spahn is off the top of their head unless you're kind of into sports collecting, but he was a really good pitcher back in the 50s and 60s. And I had a really good card. You can't find 50s or 60s cards in really high grades, and if you do, you're going to pay for them. And like even if it's a common card, a common card would be a card that lists like a 1960 Topps. A common card is probably $6, as those are not the stars or the superstars or anything like that. It's just the average player. And there's people that collect that are into graded card collecting that'll try to put a whole set together of a certain grade. Like if I say I collect, it'd be awesome to have a 1960 Topps baseball set. I'd just take it in any grade. But there's people that have the money and are really hardcore into collecting, might want a 1960s Topps set, all cards graded 7 and higher, just to say they have it and have that value. So if you run across some that you think you can get a good grade on an old card like that, yeah, it is worth getting graded if the cost of getting it graded, you're confident that you'll make that up in the value of it once it gets graded. Say like if you have a Mickey Mantle, I'm just throwing this out there hypothetically. If you have a 1960 Topps Mickey Mantle and it books, say, $200, high book, and you have one that you think you can grade a 9, then yeah, you're going to pay the price to get it graded because you have a 9 grade 1960 Topps Mickey Mantle. Who knows how much that's going to sell for? Probably several hundred, 800 or so. Then obviously you're going to pay that to make up that difference and sell it for that. So it all depends on if you think you can make up the grading cost versus what kind of player you have and what the resale value would be, or if it's just your personal preference of having a high grade card of that person.
And I was going to say, you also never know, like in the case of there's people that Chad collects Selena stuff. There are people that collect one player cards. They don't want sets. They only take one player's card. So even if it's a newer card, if it has that person in that set, they may want that card, and you may make money. You know, it might be a 10-cent card. They might pay you $5 for it. Exactly.
If you have a card that a person collects, or a collector for that particular person, like Mickey Mantle, if you have a true Mickey Mantle collector, they obviously are going to have money and they spend it on what they need to get. If you have a really high grade Mickey Mantle, then that's going to be really attractive to them, and they're going to pay what they need to pay to get it if they want it that bad.
And we got a question from Dwayne, Mothership Products. He wants to know, what is your most valuable card?
My most valuable card? Well, I don't really know off the top of my head. I do have I don't know if we'll kind of get really in depth here. I do have a Pop 1 Mickey Mantle. That is I took it to a card show to get graded because it has an error. It's a misprint, and I haven't ever seen any like it. And I've looked for cards in that same set with the same misprint, same type of misprint, and haven't found a one. So I actually went to the National Sports Card Collector Convention, or National Sports Memorabilia Collector Convention in Chicago, probably about 4 or 5 years ago at least, because I didn't want to send it in the mail. So I knew they were going to be doing on-site grading service up there, and so I actually drove up there from Indianapolis, which is only about a 3-hour drive, and went on site and had it graded. And I just wanted it authenticated to make sure it was a legit misprint and it wasn't some kind of weird counterfeit card. And it actually graded authentic and a 5.5, which is all right. 5.5 Mickey Mantle is pretty good, but the main thing is I just want it authenticated, and it's the only one right now on PSA or BGS Pop Report is supposed to be the only one known right now. So that one's kind of invaluable, you know.
Well, I think you heard about the error cards. When you said that, I'm like, Billy Ripken.
Oh yeah, I got that one.
Well, for the people that don't know what an error card is, it's when a card company either misprints their card or they cut it wrong, or in this case, I will do a screen share of it in a second. That they have, or Matt might share it, but I'll still do the screen share of it. where his particular card, he has the F word plus a person's name on the the handle part of his bat. So I will do that screen share now.
I have it. It's not in this box.
Okay, now these are active 29 listings for this card. Here's one is graded at a 9. So that's pretty good, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah, that's good.
And they got one bid of $27.95 already.
Yep, there's a Gem Mint 10 right below it. That's perfect.
And they want $104.99 or best offer, and they already sold 29 of them.
Yep.
Let's see if I can zoom in on that error. See?
Yep.
But people, that is on a Fleer card. For everybody that was wondering. Now, Matt, did I get all the company names right?
Yep.
From earlier, Fleer, Upper Deck, Tops, and Dunruss, right? Or it wasn't Fleer part of Dunruss. I keep getting those two mixed up.
Fleer, the main ones are Tops, Fleer, Donruss, Upper Deck. That from the vintage and older ones.
Okay, and this was also graded by Beckett. So,
Yep.
that tells you how they grade it. It's look at the centers, the corners, the surface, and the edges. And this is a private listing, so I gotta sign in order to see it. But I'm not gonna do that. Let's see this for some fun. Let's see if they actually have sold ones. And after I do that, I'll check see if there's any more questions. Okay, it's 1989 Fleer Billy Ricken error card. Huge lot of 27 not white out. Oh, okay. What the not white out means they didn't take out the F face.
Right. Because they corrected it. Fleer corrected it after they discovered it, and they have like 3 different variations of it. They have the one that's not corrected. Then they have one that's a black box where Fleer started printing them with just a black box over it. And then I think they have a white scribble. I think the white scribble might be worth some money, but yeah. So that's after the card company catches it, and then they go back and try to correct it.
So just for 27 of the same card, they got $260.
Right.
On June 8th. So today.
Mm-hmm.
And then 104.99 sold yesterday. One sold for $155.50, which was a 10.
Mm-hmm. Also, another popular error card. I don't know for sure how much money it's worth now, but Frank Thomas No Name. If you look,
let's see. We'll see how much it's going for on eBay anyway.
I'm just pulling that out from way back.
Oh, that's one that sold in March for $209.
That's Buster Posey.
Oh,
there's the Frank Thomas.
2015. Wait a minute, that doesn't make sense because they put 1999 Frank. So they must have done an archive remake with Buster Posey's name instead of Frank Thomas on the air.
Yeah.
Okay, this one I don't know what the heck that is.
So it's not as valuable as it used to be because there's 2 of them right there for $30.
Yeah, but what's this one?
That's one, and then the regular what it's supposed to look like next to it.
Okay, wait a minute. One bid of $125 for a picture card that not even there. What the heck was this for? Who was stupid enough to pay that? And it was supposed to be graded? Okay.
They probably wanted it authenticated.
Well, there's the back of it, so apparently, I don't know. Unless they put something in front of the paper. Oh, they put something in front of the card. Because if you notice, you can barely see the card in the background.
Hmm.
Or at least it looks like you can. Alright, I'm going to stop the screen share in a second here and see if there's any questions. I'm not seeing any more other questions. Brian said the Leaf, which is L-E-A-F, is another... Leaf was part of Donruss. And I think the Panini replaced Donruss in the card companies in 2013, right, Matt?
Panini?
Yeah, wasn't it 2013 or 14?
2013. Yeah, that's newer than what I'm really kind of can confidently speak about. Like I said, I'm into the older stuff, but yeah, I mean, I'm familiar with Panini, but I'm not sure where they came from.
Oh, I know I think they're a different country altogether. I think they're from Italy or something like that. Oh, let's... What other cards do you think are... Can you think of off your top of your head that are error cards that people might want to look into?
Error cards. Trying to think of some popular ones. I mean, some of them are neat, but don't necessarily hold value. They might have held value right when they came out. I remember there was a Juan Gonzalez reverse negative that was worth, you know, when it first happened, worth 4 times as much as it was the normal card was worth, but it's back down to nothing now. I just know that Billy Ripken one. There's probably some modern ones that I'm not really up to date on that are probably pretty expensive, but yeah, the Billy Ripken one, the Frank Thomas no name. I can't think of any that are just really expensive unless you find some rare ones.
Okay, I'm trying to look up. I'm looking up the Panini site right now. Yeah, they have 2. Oh, they got 1 store in America.
Okay.
1 in Central America, 2 in South America, and then the rest are in Europe. I'll do a quick screen share just to show everybody what I'm seeing. Damn it. This is, I clicked on how to reach them. So I'm assuming these are all their stores. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in Europe, 1 in America, 1 in Central America, and 2 in South America. So.
Okay. Trying to look up any other error cards that might jog my memory.
See, this is what the Panini site looks like. Exclusive memorabilia of Kevin Grant, Toby Bryant, Blake Griffin, Andrew Luck. All the card companies do sign players to exclusives for their autographs and stuff on items. So if there's a certain player you like and you want to start collecting stuff or their cards, look for that company that signed them. Okay, we have a question from the Crazy Card. When considering buying a large lot, are there any telltale signs the lot has been cherry-picked already?
I just am aware of if it's thousands and thousands of cards, I just really kind of try to check to see if you're talking about online, or are you talking about online, or are you talking about in person?
I think he's talking about in person because, like, if you go to a yard sale, they might have cards in a box, and you're like, they may want $5 or $10, but do you want to go? You gotta worry about did they cherry pick it and go to the yard to
right
card shop and sold it, or even pulled it on eBay like I did.
Right. When I go looking for cards, the best way to tell at garage sales, in my opinion, is just strike up normal conversation with the person that's having the garage sale. Ask them questions about it. Ask them questions about sports, the origin of the cards, and if they're a collector, and they seem to know what they're talking about, I'll thumb through them pretty quick. But I can guarantee you that they're not going to have a ton of cards in monster boxes with multiple rows of them that are probably going to be unchecked. They're probably going to be gone through, but I still will leaf through them pretty quick. But I won't buy them on the spot without looking through them if the person's a collector themselves, just because they know what the value of them is, and they're probably their commons or their cards that they don't really care about. But it also depends on how they're stored too. Like if you're at a garage sale and the person has a lot of old belongings in the house, it's an elderly person, and you talk to them and it's old cards in a shoebox. That's what really gets me excited, because they obviously didn't take the time to go out and buy monster boxes or boxes to put them in. They're not a collector. They just have them. That's the stuff that I really want to go through and see what's in. But if you go in there, there's stacks of monster boxes, stacks of collector's boxes, and the person knows what they're talking about, if the price is real low, they probably have already been gone through, because they're going to charge you what the box is worth.
Swamp Picker said he bought his, from the mom of a kid, so he might have gotten newer cards then, depending on how old the kid was. Because I don't know how many moms would just get rid of older cards right away like that. And again, you never know.
Yeah, a lot of times you'd be surprised. A lot of times you might find good deals, and it's just, it could be in there for any reason. It could be that the kid moved out and never really was into collecting cards, but as a kid he bought a bunch of cards and moved out and never finished cleaning out his closet. Who knows? And his mom just takes them and throws them in the garage sale. I've come across that before, and neither one of them care because they aren't worth anything to them. So I've come across a kid that had a Sandy Koufax rookie card, and one of those half-inch thick or quarter-inch thick acrylic holders. And this is no joke. He had it in his car and was using it as an ice scraper.
That's almost as bad as the people, our parents, if they were collecting cards, putting them in the spokes of their tires.
Yeah.
Just so they can hear a sound.
Yep. Yeah, and he didn't. This was just not too long ago. Probably within the last 12 years. And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And I looked at it. I took it out of the holder and make sure the water didn't get into it or anything, and it actually ended up being okay. And he just didn't care about baseball cards. His mom didn't care about baseball cards. He happened into it, and I ended up giving him a fair price on it, and I resold it and doubled my money. But
when I was trying to get into the cards, when I was in New York, I was able to get a free show card, card show pass license, so I could just walk into the card show and set up a table. You know how it is. You maybe pay $5 for a spot if they charged. When I went, you didn't have to charge. You just had to sign up early enough, and then you didn't have to worry about paying. Right. So I traded. I don't remember what card I traded. I traded one card for the LeBron, Dwayne Wade, Kevin Durant rookie.
Okay.
The triple. I can't remember what company that was either. So that's how long it's been. But I turned around. I think it was like a total of they wanted $14 for it at the show. I traded them a heads up for that card. I turned around and sold it on eBay for $35.
Yeah.
And that's what I told the wife, and she's like, "What? We got all these commons." I'm like, "Yes, but if I buy one box for $11 and I sell 3 cards that equal out more than $11, I need my money back. And then we get the extra cards for whatever to make more money. Or we can give it away to kids that might want certain players."
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
groups. I don't know how. Go ahead.
Since I'm a collector, what I like to do is I'll go to auctions. That's where I usually find the best deals as far as baseball. I mean, so I'm not wasting all my time. I can look at in advance what cards are going to be there, because most auction companies know vintage cards, 50s and 60s cards. are worth something, and they'll single them out in their auction listings, and they'll take pictures of them. And so I'll scope the auction out if it has old baseball cards to kind of see if it's even worth going, see if they have Mickey Mantles, Sandy Koufaxes, Hank Aaron's, stuff like that. And if they have them, I'll get there early, and I will see what the whole lot goes for. And if I can get into it, I'll go. If I can get a whole lot, I'll kind of estimate in my head what I think I can sell it for, minus a handful of the good cards. And I'll a lot of times I'll buy big lots. I'll go through and take out a couple of Mickey Mantles and a Hank Aaron or something, and I'll turn around and sell the lot on eBay and get the money back that I spent. So I'll break even, and I got to put 2 Mickey Mantles and a Hank Aaron in my own collection. So, but if you don't collect, you could turn around and sell those 2 Mickey Mantles and a Hank Aaron and look how much profit you made.
Yeah. We got a question. Well, not a question. You might want to get a hold of Swamp Picker.
Okay.
Because he just said he had what he bought from that mom. He said he had complete box sets minus 1 or 2.
What years?
That I don't know. Swamp, what years? Maybe we'll make a deal right here on the air. So, I appreciate you coming on, Matt. I know I was starting to dwindle a little bit. I had it all in my head what I wanted to say, how it wanted to go, and you're gonna have some.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
I still got 9 minutes, so he says 90-91, so.
Okay. It depends. It depends on it. If they're Fleer tops, 90-91. I'm trying to think of whose rookie year that is.
That's right. That's Griffey's second year, but there was a couple of his rookie cards during that year, 90, weren't they? Because he came in so late.
I think his true rookie cards are 89s.
Yeah.
But Jeter's of what, 92?
Yeah, 92. Cause I just showed it on the air.
I think the big cards in 90 and 91 was probably Sosa, which isn't, his bottom fell out of those.
Thomas.
When was Tommy? Chipper Jones, maybe.
I don't know.
But here's my Beckett baseball price guide, and I'll buy one of these every so often. But with vintage cards, which is what I deal with, they hold their value, but they don't fluctuate very much month to month. Like they'll have a Beckett monthly magazine. If you're into the new cards, I would suggest a monthly magazine because they focus more on the new cards that are coming out within the last 2 years, and I have a lot of the sets in there. And you need to buy that every month because they fluctuate so much. The prices go up and down so much. With newer.
Or go for the yearly subscription, and you don't have to worry about paying.
Right, online. Since I deal with vintage cards, I will buy one of these every so often, and it's a really big one, and it has all the old vintage sets, and then most of the main sets from the modern cards, but it's more for vintage. And this book cost me $30, but I'll hang on to it for at least a couple of years, and it's well worth it if you're dabbling in it a lot. But the true market of a card is what they sell for, supply and demand on eBay or in auctions or whatnot. But this gives you, if you have no idea, or it just gives you a good reference of what price range you should be looking to pay.
They should have one of those for, well, they do the monthly for each sport: baseball, basketball, football, hockey, plus non-sports.
Yeah. And
that tough stuff also does the magazine too. That I showed the site of. So you can always compare to see if they're giving you the same range in prices. So sometimes one site bases it on one thing, and the other company bases it on another, and you're like, wait a minute, there's a wide range of what it's worth.
Right. And I'll tell you this, if you're going to pay, this is kind of my rule of thumb, and like I said, I've been doing this since I was like 7. High book value, if you look in one of these Beckett's, people say, well, the high book value, it says it's worth $250. It'll usually give you a range: low book value, high book value, and the card, even in poor condition, is going to be the low book value, and card in perfect condition is going to be the high book value. If you find a card, and this is generally from my experience, if you go into a card shop and want to buy an old, I'm going to say Mickey Mantle because that's kind of my thing. I'm trying to collect Mickey Mantles. If you go into a card shop and it says, I'm looking at a Mickey Mantle, and it says the high book is $500, most card stores, the going price of what they'll really take, they'll have $500 marked on their card, but you should never pay unless it's a really nice grade, or it could be a nice grade. My rule of thumb is never pay more than 30% high book, and that is always good. A third high book, basically. So, and I can always get them for under a third, even if they're decent, middle of the road cards. So, well, don't go in there and say, well, it says high book's 500, and this is really good, so I'll pay 500. You should a good, decent grade, unless it's actually graded in a high grade. The going rate should be pretty much around a third. So if I'm looking at a $500 card, and it grades probably a 5 or 6, or there's nothing really that wrong with it, but it's not perfect, but it's not poor. You should be looking to spend no more than probably $150 on it.
Swamp says that it was Fleer 1989. He has 550 out of 660, and score 1991.
Tell him to pull that Billy Ripken Fleer. What's the number on that? See what error it is.
Yeah, it might even see if he might not even. I don't even.
It might be one of the ones that's pulled. That'd be my guess.
Okay, let's try that Ripken error again.
That'd be the card out of that set, and Griffey Jr.'s rookie, but I think it's only a couple bucks or so.
Card number, I think 616? Yep. 616.
So I mean, he should look and see if he has that card in there, and see if he has what kind of error he has.
Well, now see, here's the regular card itself. They say it's $20 plus, and they only are asking for $4 on it. Even though they say it's an error, it's a black box card.
If he has there's a bat knob, there's an error of that year. If it has the whited out, the one I said I thought was probably worth some money. If it's a white out box, it's worth 120 high book.
Yeah, it's one that another one they're showing is face but black box error, where there's a black box.
Yeah.
Scribbled out where the word was.
Yeah, but like I said, if you're going to buy from a store or eBay, don't pay more than a third unless it's a really high grade, really nice card that demands paying more than a third. That's my solid advice on that. I've always been able to pretty much stay under a third of the high book.
Well, nice. Dustin saying nice headset, Chris. Thanks. Trying to see, since everybody says it seems to hear me better with it. So, we are getting close to the hour. I was gonna have a couple other things on my mind, but I decided I'm not gonna talk on them tonight because it's not necessarily the right. Well, it's not that it's not right, but it's just I calmed down. I'll put it that way. But thanks again, Matt, for helping me do this. I realized it was kind of a last-minute thing for you. Then again, what was it? When I had Sean on the show, we were trying to get you to come on and do cards.
Thanks for having me. And like I said, anytime we're talking about cards, that's my thing and my passion and my hobby. So that's how I got started into this, was with baseball cards and all kinds of stuff. And I truly love baseball card collecting, so I can talk about it, and I'm glad to talk about it anytime.
Here's a funny thing. The Crazy Card says, good show. He said, hey, Swamp, are you still offering that $5 thing, laugh out loud? now that he heard he might be able to get a $100 card out of it, he wants to see if we can get it for $5 now. But I realized I didn't get into as much detail as I did with the patterns. Maybe we'll have Matt on again and we can actually schedule it and plan it where we can have things set up right and he can have cards to show you.
There's a lot of subtopics you can go into in this subject. That's for sure.
Yeah, I didn't even get into some of them. Like I was saying, there's wrestling cards now. You got TNA wrestling cards. You got WWE wrestling cards. So it's everywhere you can go. Racing cards.
All different eras, graded cards versus ungraded cards, how much they bring, all that kind of. There's all kinds of stuff. Signatures, autographs.
Well, I guess Swamp says yes to you lost out. You just said sure to him.
He has 616 and 618. What was 616? Was that the Ripken error?
One said it was the error, but then yeah, I think that might. One said it was the words, and then the other one said it was the blackout with the black box.
And which one does he have? If he has
I don't know.
Right now, 616, which one does he have?
I don't know. Amelia says, I never knew anything about sports cards. Thank you so much, you guys. It was packed full of info.
Well, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it, too. I realize I didn't go into it like I really wanted to, but like I said, well, we'll hit it again. There's so many different ways you can go on this thing. I just wanted to hit the basics for now and go from there. I didn't know how many questions you were going to come flying at me.
Yeah.
So, Swamp Picker says 618 is Dave Schmidt.
Oh.
Or at least that's what it said. He's saying Dave Schmidt. If you like what we talked about, please do hit the like button. I realize I don't ask every week. I'm not going to be doing an after show tonight. So, I hope everybody has a good next couple of days and before the weekend. And I will see you Sunday. Sunday night will be our second to last. I haven't confirmed it with Dwayne, but I am going to have Pablo on for the second to last My Life series, unless somebody else wants to step in, besides Dwayne. Because starting on the 26th, or no, the 19th, sorry, we are going to be kind of bringing back the Picker Boys from the Sunday Night Live, but we got to come up with a different name because there's going to be a little twist. There's going to be three of us, and one of them is not going to be a guy. So, once you see who it is, you'll be a little shocked, and I'm glad that the person said they'll do it. So, thanks again, Matt, and thanks everybody for watching. I will see you Sunday.
Bye.